In this video, I'm going to share how I discovered essential oils, why I decided to purchase them, how I researched the different companies that sell essential oils, and why I chose to purchase and still purchase from dōTERRA. If you stick around till the end of the video, I'm also going to share how to use the 3 oils in the intro kit. There's 3 of them. I'm going to share 3 ways you can use each of the 3 oils, which was the first kit that I actually got from dōTERRA. So how did I discover essential oils? I have always been interested in health and wellness. And when I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis almost 10 years ago now, in 2014, I had started to figure out what I needed to do to change my lifestyle to support my body being in its most healthiest state. At the time, I was following a woman on Instagram who was doing a 12 days of Christmas or 12 days of holidays giveaway. And I entered and I actually won the intro kit from this lady. It comes with the top 3 oils. You've got lavender, lemon, and peppermint. At the time, I was actually dealing with a lot of insomnia. 2 years before I was diagnosed with MS, I had actually left a very toxic relationship. I had called off a wedding a month before, and I was not sleeping properly. I would wake up in the middle of the night with pure panic attacks and anxiety. So I was trying to figure out how to get better sleep. So when I received this intro kit, I was in the mode of like, okay, let me fix the quality and quantity of my sleep. And someone had suggested, or I had seen somewhere, that I should try Epsom salt baths. So I was doing Epsom salt baths every single evening, and I was buying, I'm so embarrassed to say this now, I was buying the scented Epsom salts from the pharmacy. Now that I know better, I didn't realize I was buying Epsom oils that were just scented with fragrance. So since then, I've learned to purchase plain Epsom salts and then add essential oils directly to the salt before adding it to the bath. So that's when I fell in love with lavender. This was my first love affair. And so I started using this in my bath every single night, and it's only a 5 milliliter, so I ran out of it really quickly. I decided to just go to a regular health food store and buy another bottle. When I opened it up, I immediately could tell the difference. It smelled like plastic. It just did not smell like the dōTERRA bottle that I had previously used. And so that's when my research began, and I realized that not all essential oils are the same, and companies unfortunately cut corners in the name of revenue. So there were 3 things that I decided to research. First of all, I wanted to know, where were they getting their essential oils from? From what type of plants? Where were the plants grown? Where were they coming from in the world? What were the farming practices, etc. The second thing I learned was that an essential oil can actually be pure from the plant, or it can actually be synthetic. And that's why I smelled like a plastic smell in that bottle of lavender that I had purchased from the health food store, because that bottle was synthetic essential oil. So I started learning about just how essential oils are either created or sourced from plants. And then I started learning that also companies will actually dilute. So there may actually be some pure essential oil within the bottle, but they may dilute that product. And again, for the bottom line. So pure essential oil is very expensive, not only to source, but also to sell. And so to keep products at a lower price point for a general audience, they need to potentially dilute that essential oil with either a synthetic essential oil, or they'll dilute it with a carrier oil, like a coconut oil, jojoba oil, almond oil, etc. If you're finding this video helpful so far, would you give it 2 thumbs up or just 1 thumb up? I would really appreciate it. I make videos here and share them every Tuesday on living well with an autoimmune disease, on essential oils. I'm going to be sharing videos around twin mom parenting, as well as just healthy habits, productivity hacks, etc. So your support in helping people find this channel would be very much appreciated. There are thousands of doTERRA wellness advocates out there, so why did I decide to start making YouTube videos about essential oils? The way that I think about things and break things down might be in a way that you find useful. So I'm hoping to share my knowledge in a way that you watch these videos and you say, oh, that makes sense. I haven't seen it explained that way. I also haven't seen any wellness advocates really helping you kind of cut through the noise that's out there in terms of all of the different companies that exist and helping you actually figure out how to research things for yourself and make decisions for yourself. So I obviously am a doTERRA wellness advocate, but I'm going to share with you how I critically thought about things when I was starting out my journey and how I teach myself on a daily basis. So as I started doing my research and learning about different sourcing practices, just what people put in the bottle, there were 3 reasons that really drew me to doTERRA and is the reason why I purchased a starter kit with them and then decided to do the business with them and then continue to order essential oils to this day 10 years later. Those 3 things are the sourcing practices, the testing practices, and the heart of the company. So let's cover sourcing practices first. doTERRA has a model called co-impact sourcing, and their motto, their marketing slogan, which I absolutely love because I'm in marketing, is source the best, help the most. So they source their plants from the best place in the world that that plant grows, or the best place in the world that that plant thrives. Unfortunately, other companies will create farms and grow plants and source essential oils from those plants, but those plants are not their healthiest state. So when we go around the world, we as in doTERRA and their sourcing team, when they go around the world, they choose the best places in the world that that plant grows and thrives so that when they distill that essential oil, the chemical constituents within that oil that we need to do a specific job for us are actually at their highest potency. And so when testing has been done on doTERRA essential oils, you'll see a much higher chemical constituent percentage that's needed. So for example, in lavender, there's linalool. The amount of linalool in a doTERRA bottle is much higher than the competitors. The co-impact sourcing model also means that doTERRA wants to go into communities and they want to help the individual, they want to help the community, they want to better the environment, they want to better the socioeconomic status as well. So there's so many different ways that they want to impact the area where that plant grows, whether that's paying fair wages to a farmer or a harvester, paying them bonuses for sustainably harvesting from a specific plant or tree, etc., or whether it's using their Healing Hands division to actually come into a specific area and work on projects that will better that community's life. The heart of the company is really that Healing Hands focus, is they want to improve and really build long-term relationships with farmers and harvesters. It makes perfect business sense because when you impact and better a community, then that means that there's going to be more essential oils that are created and continuously harvested from that area because it's a win-win situation for everyone. So it's an absolutely perfect business model and it's heart-led as well. So when I talk about sustainable sourcing, one of the stories that I heard early on in my doTERRA journey was understanding how we source frankincense oil from boswellia trees in Africa. And one of the things that I learned there is that if you over-harvest from the boswellia trees, it's not going to produce frankincense in the future, that frankincense resin in the future. And so doTERRA actually pays bonuses for sustainably harvesting. So they will pay their harvesters a bonus if they sustainably harvest from a tree and they don't over-harvest. And little things like that were something that won me over. All right, so I shared sourcing practices when number 1. Number 2 is the testing practices. So doTERRA has created a specific testing method. They do 8 different tests. I'll do another video and go a little bit more in depth because I find it absolutely fascinating, so maybe you will. The gist of it is that there are 3 ways that they test the oils. They test the oil as soon as it was distilled. they test the batch after it hits their production facility, and then they test it before it's actually packaged. There's so many different checks and balances. There's also third-party testing that is done. So the way that I understand it very simply is a sample is sent to the third-party testing facility and to dōTERRA. They both test it, that it has the right chemical constituents, that it's not diluted, that it's not contaminated. And then once those tests are done, the batch is ordered. That batch arrives at dōTERRA, and then they also send a sample from that batch once it arrives back to the third-party testing facility. Everybody does the test again. If it matches the initial order, perfect, then that can go into production for bottling. I absolutely love how many checks and balances are in place because this is an unregulated industry, and because other companies aren't as forthright in terms of their testing practices. I was very impressed with dōTERRA because they actually publish their testing results online for you to see. You can take the number on the bottom of a bottle and actually input it into a website, sourcetoyou.com, to actually see the GCMS testing result for that batch that is in your bottle. And so the fact that transparent testing is one of their principles, you don't see this in any of the other companies. And I don't think most people are thinking about this, but because I was diagnosed with MS, I was also trying to reduce my toxic load. So knowing what I was putting on and in my body, because I do use essential oils internally, topically and aromatically, that was really important to me to understand that these oils are essentially pure and I can use them in ways that I need to support my body. When people talk to me about, oh, can I take this essential oil internally? If it is not dōTERRA, unfortunately, I can't recommend that happens. And then there are also safety concerns. So not all essential oils can be taken internally. That's a whole other conversation. I can definitely do a video on that. But dōTERRA actually recommends which ones can be taken internally, aromatically, and topically. And so they're very good at making sure that education is out there for all of their customers. Okay, and then the third one is the heart of the company, and that's easily seen in their Healing Hands Foundation. So their not-for-profit entity, Healing Hands, is the company that will come in and do good in the communities. And that's anything from creating fresh running water in our Haiti community where we source vetiver, building schools in Nepal after an earthquake where we source our wintergreen oil, building hospitals in Sudan where we source our frankincense oil. There are a ton of stories on dōTERRA's YouTube. If you go to their YouTube and check out some of their videos, you'll see story after story of the co-impact sourcing practices and methods and just the impact that we have had in different communities around the world. They always get me. Okay, so I promised 3 ways to use the 3 oils in the intro kit. So let's start with my first love, lavender. So the first one is obviously in your Epsom salt bath. The big tip here is make sure you put the drops directly on the Epsom salts before dumping it into your water. If you put it on top of the water, it will just sit on the water and dissipate much more easily. We use it in our primary bedroom, and then I also use it in my twins' bedroom. The third way we use lavender essential oil is for skin irritation, everything from sunburn to bug bites. Bug bites is a big thing. We're at the end of the summer season, and anytime we had a bug bite, lavender goes on it for soothing. Next up, we have lemon. So lemon is the oil of focus. I absolutely love putting this in the home office diffuser. It's really great for diffusing if you want to concentrate. Great in a kitchen diffuser as well to brighten up the room. I also just used pretty much an entire bottle of lemon in our kitchen this morning, taking off stickers that my kids had put on their water bottles. So it's really great for taking off stickers, sticky residue. Oh, also, bike grease. Our kids have loved touching my husband's mountain bike chain, which is hung up in our back sunroom. And so lemon oil to remove bike grease as well, pro tip. And then third, I just ran out of lemons this morning, and I always have half a lemon in warm water every single morning, so I can use a drop of lemon essential oil as an alternative. The third one is peppermint. I absolutely love this before workout, so I will apply it just directly on the back of my neck. I also have this in a roller bottle format that's already diluted with coconut oil that I'll just roll in the back of my neck before workouts because it's super cooling. That sensation is absolutely amazing during a workout. If you have sensitive skin, it's very important to actually dilute this before applying. So if you're dealing with anything such as head tension, what I would do is I would cut this with a carrier oil and apply it to the hairline as well as temples. I have dryer balls in my laundry room that I put in for like the last 10 minutes. After my dryer cycle is finished, I will put peppermint and wild orange on dryer balls, pop those in the dryer, run it for another 10 minutes to freshen up my laundry. I'll be sharing more videos on YouTube around essential oil education, so please like and subscribe and come over here every Tuesday for a new video. If you'd like to know more about the dōTERRA promotions, I actually share that over on my Instagram, which is at robynpineault, ROBYNPINEAULT, if you'd like to go follow me there. Thanks for hanging out with me, and we'll see you in the next video.